Have you ever wondered how a car company can become a symbol for an entire nation? That's exactly what happened with Ferrari after its first major victory. Picture this. Post-war Italy, a country reeling, searching for something, anything, to believe in again. The landscape was bleak, the future uncertain. People weren't just looking for a political leader. They were desperate for a hero, a symbol of hope that could reignite their national spirit. And then, roaring onto the scene, came a flash of red. When Ferrari clinched that first significant win, it was like a jolt of electricity surged through the heart of Italy. This wasn't a government decree or a political treaty. This was a raw, emotional triumph. It was the thunder of an engine, the skill of a driver, and the genius of an Italian engineer all coming together to conquer the world stage. On the streets of Modena and across the entire peninsula, people felt a collective sigh of relief, followed by an eruption of joy. It was a victory for the everyman, a testament to what they, as a people, were still capable of. Suddenly, the narrative began to change. Before this race, there was a lingering doubt, a question of whether Italian ingenuity could ever reclaim its former glory. But seeing that red car cross the finish line first shattered those doubts. It was tangible proof. People looked at that machine and saw the future. They saw that Italian engineering wasn't just surviving. It was poised to lead, to dominate. This single event sparked a renaissance of confidence in Italian craftsmanship and design that would ripple through countless industries for decades to come. This victory seeped into the very soul of the nation. It was more than just headlines in a newspaper. It was a feeling. Pride, pure and simple, began to flow back into the veins of the Italian people. You could see it in the way they walked, hear it in the way they talked. That red car wasn't just a winner. It was their asterisk winner. It represented the passion, the resilience, and the unyielding spirit of a nation refusing to be defined by its recent past. The prancing horse became a new emblem of a proud heritage, and that's how Ferrari transcended from being just a car manufacturer to becoming an icon of nationalism. It became a rolling symbol of Italian excellence, a source of immense pride worn on the sleeve of a whole country. Every time a Ferrari roared past, it wasn't just a display of wealth or speed. It was a reminder of that moment when a single race helped a nation believe in itself again. It's a powerful legacy, one that continues to this day. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the world of motor. We'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to our series on Ferrari's legendary journey. We've talked about the race, the car, the driver. But what about the moment of victory? The trophy presented that day wasn't made of solid gold, and it didn't glitter with a king's ransom and jewels. In many ways, it was just a simple cup, but what it represented, that was priceless. This wasn't merely an object to be placed on a shelf. It was a coronation. And the roar of that engine and the cheers of the crowd, something shifted in the world of motor. Think about it. That day, Enzo Ferrari became a king. Even though he didn't have a throne yet, his kingdom wasn't made of land or stone, but of speed, passion, and relentless ambition. The team had no sprawling factory, no dynasty of wins behind them. They had a dream, a revolutionary car, and a will to conquer. This first victory was the moment that dream became tangible. The moment the myth of Ferrari was born. It was so perfect, so potent, that it feels almost like a legend passed down through time rather than a historical event. It's easy to romanticize, but the truth is often more powerful. That trophy was a symbol, a physical manifestation of a new era. It was a crown, not inherited, but earned. A crown forged in the heat of competition, smelling of gasoline and burning rubber, polished by the hands of mechanics and the courage of a driver. It wasn't just the end of a race. It was the beginning of an empire. The first victory, the first trophy, was the first stone laid in the foundation of the legend we know today. It proved that passion, when engineered to perfection, is the most powerful force on the track. Thank you so much for joining me on this part of the journey. If you're enjoying this deep dive into racing history, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. We have so much more to uncover. See you in the next one. Friends, Have you ever felt that some places are just special? That they have an energy, a weight of history that makes everything that happens there feel more significant? That's exactly what we're talking about when we discuss Ferrari's first major victory. Why Rome? Why did this legendary story have to begin in the Eternal City? It's no accident. Rome isn't just any city, it's a symbol. For centuries, it was the heart of the ancient world, the capital of an empire whose power and glory echoed through time. The Colosseum, the Forum, ... These aren't just ruins, they're monuments to ambition, to dominance, to the idea that one can build something that lasts forever. Think about it. On these same streets where Roman legions once marched, where emperors were celebrated, a new kind of conqueror was born. Enzo Ferrari, with his burning ambition, brought his creation to this very stage. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The race wasn't just a competition of speed. It was a symbolic passing of the torch. This ground, soaked in the history of an old empire, was now witnessing the birth of a new one. Not an empire of land and legions, but an empire of speed, passion, and engineering excellence. It was as if the city itself had chosen this moment to crown a new champion. That victory in Rome did something incredible. It connected the past glory of Italy with its future potential. It wasn't just a win for a racing team, it was a statement. It said that the same spirit of greatness that built the Roman Empire was alive and well, now roaring to life in the engine of a scarlet race car. History has this funny way of repeating itself, or at least rhyming. Great cities often host great moments. It's as if the very soul of a place calls out for legendary events to unfold on its soil. So, when we look back at that race, we're not just seeing the start of Ferrari's legacy, we're seeing a powerful link in a chain that stretches all the way back to antiquity. The victory gave Ferrari more than a trophy. It gave the brand a historical context, a sense of destiny. It was a declaration that this new power, this new empire of red, was rising from the same soil that had produced one of the greatest civilizations in history. And that, my friends, is why the legend of Ferrari feels so timeless. It's woven into the very fabric of history itself. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into Ferrari's past. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button. And do you forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part of our series. See you in the next video. Have you ever felt like the world is against you? Like every step you take is met with doubt and ridicule? For years, that was Enzo Ferrari's reality. Before 1947, he was often dismissed, his dreams seen as little more than the ramblings of a stubborn old man. He endured years of whispers, of sideways glances, of people who just didn't get it. They called him arrogant, impractical, a dreamer chasing an impossible fantasy. Every setback was another piece of evidence for his critics, another reason to say, "I told you so." He poured his heart, his soul, and every last lira he had into building a car that bore his name. A car that many believed would never amount to anything. Imagine carrying that weight, that constant pressure to prove everyone wrong. The insults weren't just about his cars. They were personal, cutting deep into his pride and his belief in himself. He was a man running on fumes, fueled only by a relentless, almost irrational, self-confidence. He had to believe in his vision, because for a long time, he was the only one who did. Each engine that sputtered, each race lost by his former team, Alfa Romeo, was a public humiliation he had to swallow. Then came the Grand Prix of Rome in 1947. As Franco Cortese crossed that finish line first in the Ferrari, 125 segundos. It was more than just a checkered flag. In that single moment, years of humiliation evaporated. It was a thunderclap of vindication that silenced every critic and erased every insult. Suddenly, the madness was genius. The stubbornness was vision. The dream wasn't a fantasy anymore. It was roaring down the streets of Rome, draped in victory. This wasn't just about winning a race. It was about Enzo Ferrari winning back his name. This victory was the fuel his ambition desperately needed. It was the ultimate justification, the proof he could hold up to the world and say, "See, I was right. It transformed him. The weight was lifted, replaced by a new, unshakable confidence. He had not just built a winning car, he had built a legend from scratch, validating his entire life's work. From that day forward, Enzo Ferrari was no longer just a man with a dream. He was the man who had made his dream a reality. It's often said that the man makes the machine, but in this case, it was this victory, this single, glorious race, that truly made the man. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into Ferrari's history. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next chapter. We'll see you in the next video. When we talk about Ferrari, we're not just talking about a car company. We're talking about a phenomenon. You see, people who own Ferraris aren't just customers. They're believers. They're part of a global community, bound by a shared passion, a dedication that borders on religious fervor. And if you trace that powerful connection back to its source, you'll find that the transformation from a mere racing team to a worldwide cultural icon truly began with this one single race. Before this victory, Ferrari was a promising contender, a builder of fast and beautiful machines. But after crossing that finish line, something profound shifted. People didn't just admire the cars anymore. They began to worship the icon. The prancing horse wasn't just a logo. It became a symbol of ambition, of artistry, and of an unyielding will to win. It was the moment the machine gained a soul in the eyes of the public. This is where the story of Ferrari diverges from that of any other automaker. Myth replaced marketing. The narrative was no longer about selling cars. It was about fulfilling a destiny. Enzo Ferrari wasn't just running a business. He was forging a legend, piece by piece, victory by victory. The calculated strategies of commerce gave way to the grand, sweeping arc of a modern epic. Every race became a chapter, every driver a hero, and every engine's roar a testament to this burgeoning myth. And so, on that fateful day, as the checkered flag fell, Ferrari wasn't just a car anymore. It was faith on four wheels. It became a promise that with enough passion, enough genius, and enough courage, the impossible could be achieved. This single victory laid the foundation for everything that followed, creating a legacy that transcends motorsport and has captivated the hearts of millions for generations. It was the birth of the dream, the moment the legend truly came alive. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. If you've enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next chapter in our series. We'll see you in the next video.